Listening is the key to communicating effectively, but oftentimes many of us are so busy multitasking, and this often leads to a breakdown in communication at home, at work, or even with our friends. So on today's My Empowerment series, Boaz returns with just the right tips to make us a great listener. Welcome back, Boaz.
Thank you, Danielle.
I'm not always such a great listener. I felt like I was reading about myself in that intro because I am a multitasker. I have 3 children. I'm busy, and sometimes they're talking, and let me tell you, I'm tuning out, not necessarily because I want to, but because there's so much else going on. And I'm sure I'm not alone in saying this, am I?
Yes, exactly. Here's what I find. Most people are not really listening to other people, and thus we have breakdowns in communication. What I see is most people are waiting to say something. So I can hardly wait till you stop so I can give you more of my brilliance. So they are waiting and they're not really listening.
So then why is it important to be a good listener?
We've talked before about the Dale Carnegie book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. In this book, written in 1935, Dale Carnegie says, we all have certain needs. We need food, shelter, and clothing. But one need that is so important that the majority of people never get is a feeling of importance. Everybody wants to feel important. So when we actively listen to someone, we are making them feel important. So all of us have that need, but it gets fulfilled so little of the time.
You have created something called the 4 Rules of Answers. What is that about?
Danielle, in doing seminars all over North America for the last 27 years, thousands of people, most of my seminars are comprised of me asking questions. As the person who controls the conversation is not the one who's talking, the one who's asking the questions. So I suggest for our audiences to create better communications, ask a lot of questions. So in asking a lot of questions, I've noticed certain patterns with thousands of people. And so I've created something I call the 4 Rules of Answers. And I believe when our viewers abide by them, the communications they have with people will be much more clear. So rule number 1, an instant answer with strong words equals yes. So let's say a wife asks her husband, would you like to go to the movies tonight? If he says absolutely, that is a yes. You understand? There's no question. That is a yes. However, rule number 2, an instant answer with weak words equals no. So she asks him, would you like to go to the movies? Yeah, that might be a good idea. That's not a yes. That's a no. She should ask more questions. She should say, well, what else would you rather do tonight? Well, now that you ask, maybe we should go out to dinner. So you see how that could clarify the communications?
Yes, but I have to tell you, honestly, that sounds like a lot of work, Boaz.
Well, it's a lot of work if you end up going to the wrong place and the other person's upset.
Well, that's true, too.
I didn't really want to go to the movies.
That's true, too.
And then we get into an argument. That is a lot more work in my vision. We could have gotten it straightened out at the beginning part.
That's true, because you nip it in the bud.
Exactly, rather than let something fester.
Okay.
So an instant answer with strong words, yes. Instant answer, weak words, no. Rule number 3, a pause usually equals no. Now, I know what you're saying, Danielle.
No, I'm saying you are right about that.
Okay, but there may be some deep thinkers in the universe, but there are a few, not too many. Most people can pretty well give you an answer. So usually a pause means there's something questionable, means ask more questions. Rule number 4, eyes darting away equals no. Now, I'm not talking about people looking to the upper right or the lower right. They're going back to the subconscious mind. But let's say you and I are part of the same company and we're talking. We have no conflict between us. So we lock eyes. But if I say something that upsets you, you will break that connection. Like an electrical cable, you will break the connection. You won't even know you did it. It's the eyes just darting away just like that. What should I do? I should ask you more questions. Well, Danielle, did what I just say upset you? Or maybe you've got a different idea. Maybe you've got a better idea that can save me a lot of grief. Now, a subset to rule number 4 is if somebody totally looks away from you to give you an answer, it's usually a lie.
Okay.
I cannot face you, I will give you a lie, now I'm back.
Right.
I may be exaggerating, but really? I don't think so. If somebody cannot look you in the face, something is going on.
Well, let me ask you this, then. How can we incorporate this into our daily lives? Because something you just said resonated, because you said, if you followed up with, is there something I said that upset you, aren't you inviting more conflict?
I think you're saving conflict. Now, again, the tone of the voice is very important.
Sure.
If I'm genuine, then I'm going to allow you to clarify the moment for me. But if I take something for granted, I guarantee we're coming back to this moment a month or 2 or 3 later because we have a problem that started to fester right here.
So incorporating it in our daily lives means really just making sure you ask these questions, look for the right answers, follow up, and just make sure at the end of the day, everybody is happy.
Exactly. The point is, if anything doesn't seem quite right physically or with the body actions, ask more questions. And you're honoring the person by letting them talk.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you coming back again?
Yes.
And he didn't even hesitate. So that means an absolute yes.
Exactly.
Boaz, you hit the nail on the head again. Great to see you, my friend. And Boaz will be back again as part of our My Empowerment series. But to keep up with him and to get his weekly power note, simply go to our website, thebalancingact.com, and click on the Boaz link. And while you're there, you can also inquire on how you can hire Boaz for a speaking engagement. Looking for a way to improve your attitude, relationships, finances, or career? We've got just the right solution for you. It's as easy as signing up for Boaz's weekly power notes that are filled with practical insights and powerful ideas that can help you enhance your life immediately. Just go to thebalancingact.com and click on the Boaz banner. Together, we'll take your life to the next level.